Did we just start a band? So what rhymes with value?
I don't know, like, we're gonna sell you on that.
No, that's stupid.
We're gonna sell you on
Of you.
steak and lobster.
All right, your question for me, if you dare.
What is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you?
Like pee your pants in front of everybody, or
I mean, whatever you find embarrassing.
okay. I was middle school,
Yeah.
7th, 8th grade. I don't know. And I was in a play, school play.
Yeah.
I didn't have a big part. I had no speaking parts. I didn't have any parts.
So you were the tree.
I was I was the guy that pulled the camel.
Okay.
So,
Sure.
And the camels were like these like wooden structured things. They're on wheels and so on. And then we had these. We had big beards because it was like a religious thing.
Gotcha.
And like Ishmael, I think I was Ishmael or something.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, me and one of the other Israelites were supposed to pull the camel across the stage, and that was it. That was a whole scene.
Right.
That was the only part I did.
That's not
Like
embarrassing.
I watched the show. I was sitting in the audience watching the show, and then I'd be like, okay, my part's coming up, and then I'd get up, run around backstage, I'd get dressed, and put my thing on, and then I put these glasses with the nose, the fake nose, and the beard.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
famous
yeah,
ones, the one you
yeah.
see all the time.
Yep. Yeah.
And then I'd have a beard, and then I have a hood over.
Yeah.
So hood, glasses, fake nose, beard coming down to here, and then I was dressed up in like a whatever
Like a
type of robe.
Robe. Yeah.
And in rehearsal, I put the beard on last, so that the straps of the beard around my head would hold down the backs of the sides of the glasses.
Yeah.
Well, during the play, I didn't do that. I did the opposite. I put the glasses on last instead of the beard on last.
Right.
I think you can see where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
Walking out center stage, the music is going. My big moment, walking across. The glasses, the nose fell off. And I looked up at the crowd, and I don't know if they laughed or what, but there was definitely like a large reaction to it. Like, I don't know if it was like a or like ha or what, because I was in my mind, I'm like the end of the world. Like, I'm in slow motion, the glasses are falling off, and I tried to catch them, and it's just like I'm so slow. And the camel, like my arm was around the camel, I couldn't. So I picked them up, put it back on, walked off. I think my dad said they dropped off 2 more times.
Awesome.
But I was in a state of
Panic.
I had no idea what was happening. That's my whole stardom. Starting and ending right there. It's the most embarrassing. And then after, there was a little girl, my friend's little sister was like, hey, Dugan, was that you that your face fell off? And I was like,
Your face fell off.
my face fell off, yeah.
I went to school in Dodge City Community College.
Yeah.
2003. And
Where did you grow up, man?
I grew up in Houston, but
Okay.
through my journey and my travels, I had
Yeah.
spent a year going to school at Dodge City Community College.
Yeah.
I started January and I ended in December of 2003.
Okay.
So, after the first couple months, you kind of get an idea of like the different cliques around the school and stuff. And I hung out with all the football players because I was with the football team.
Yeah.
And there were 2 girls that were attractive. I mean, we're talking Dodge City, so there's not a lot.
From going from Houston
Not a lot
to
pick
Dodge
from.
City,
Yeah.
it's
There's 2.
okay.
Um,
Compared to 2 billion.
yeah.
Not 2 million.
Right.
I don't know.
One was the homecoming queen, and the other one was Missy. And I forget the
Okay.
homecoming queen's name at this point, but
Okay.
it's kind of irrelevant.
Oh my God.
So one day, so it's like spring's in full, right? There's no more snow. It's not
Yeah.
cold anymore. I have my backpack on, and I'm headed to class. And the way it went from the dorms to the main campus, there was a Y that went to a single, the sidewalks, right? There was a Y, and then it went to a single thing across
Gotcha.
the creek and then up to the other side of campus.
Gotcha.
And so I was walking down one side of the Y on a little sidewalk area.
Yeah.
And then the 2 girls, Missy and
Both
the
of
homecoming
them.
queen,
Oh, no.
right, are walking up
no.
the other side. And so,
I can imagine. This.
the smart play was don't say anything, go to class. That's the
Right.
smart play. I am an idiot, and I just go, hey, Missy, and I wave my hand, right? To get their attention to say hi.
Yeah.
That was it, was just to say hi.
Hey.
Like,
Okay.
I wasn't never gonna have a shot with these two. So it was never
Well,
like
I mean,
like, hey, let me get your attention so that I
Yeah.
can get with you. No,
I mean,
it
it's
wasn't
like
it.
it's like you talking to me in high school. You'd never have a shot with me in high school. But now
Right.
that we're older,
Now
we're like best buds
clearly,
now.
right.
Yeah.
So I said, "Hey, Missy," and I got their attention. They both looked over, and Missy waved back.
Yeah.
And the moment she did, my ankle caught
Oh,
the
God.
edge of the sidewalk and whopped my ankle, right? And I did one of those.
I've seen that before.
And so when my ankle went, I purposely got their attention, and the moment I got their attention, my ankle cracks, and I do this barrel roll
Oh no!
over, all the way over. My feet come over my head and land
How is
back.
that possible?
Right, it was
so you're standing and your ankle comes off, and then how does your feet come all the way up?
all the way exactly like that, and then just kept rolling.
Was
I
there
rolled,
a ravine between the V?
No,
and the...
it was just on the just walking, and I
That's
broke my
amazing.
ankle. Right, I do the whole roll. I land on my knees,
Yeah.
and I just quickly, get my legs underneath me, stand back up, and I did the brush off thing, like that was going to help anything, and I just went off to class. I never talked to them ever again. And
They never wanted to talk to you again.
No, they did. There were times like in class or whatever when I see them around at parties and stuff, and I like never addressed it. Like I
Oh my
never
God.
once was like, "Hey, you remember that time I busted my face in front of you?" But the worst part is I was sitting in class after that. A kid sitting next to me, he's like, "Dude, you got dirt on you." And I look down, and there's a mud stain.
Oh my God.
There's a mud stain
Yeah.
about that big on the side of my pants. And there were grass stains on
Yeah.
my knees and stuff. And I was in college. Mom wasn't there to do
Brush
my
it up.
laundry for me.
That's awesome.
So I just ended up having stained pants for the rest of my Dodge City career. That was horribly embarrassing.
That's amazing.
That was probably the most embarrassing thing.
I would so laugh at you. I wouldn't help you up either.
Oh no! And I was like by myself. I didn't have any friends or anything there. Nothing. And
I wouldn't have been.
it looked semi-athletic. Thinking back on it,
I just can't imagine.
I had
How'd you
backpack.
have-
I had dual strap
How'd you-
backpack
okay.
in the age of the
How'd
single
you
strap,
have?
like the
How
whole
did you
thing.
have? How'd you have so much momentum walking forward that your ankle fell, and then how did your
I think
your
it's just
legs fly straight up?
They
And
didn't
then they-
fly up.
Oh.
I tucked into like a barrel roll situation.
And then your shoulder rolled
My
in?
rolled shoulder over my backpack, the whole thing.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
all right. And then
Yeah.
you land on your knees.
Then I landed on my knees.
Yeah, and into
stood
straight
up to walk.
despair.
Yeah, just
Just
didn't acknowledge what happened and just kept going.
oh, Missy.
She was hot.
Most embarrassing time or the person, and you don't have to say their name, but whenever someone walked in on you and you're in the bathroom and you forgot to lock the door.
So
Is that ever,
I was at Oklahoma Joe's.
right into it.
Yeah, because I know similar to what you're thinking.
Hi, Pa-
Hey,
oh,
Delilah.
hey,
Hey. Yeah, you're not getting any Oklahoma Joe's.
Oh,
So I was at Oklahoma Joe's, and I've never been walked in the bathroom. Like,
never?
Never.
Well, I have a story for you.
I always lock.
That's
I
really
know where I'm
good.
at, public especially.
Okay.
And if there's not a solid lock on the public, I don't go there.
Wow.
Like
See,
I'll hold it in.
I'm way more risky then.
Yeah, I'll meditate till it goes away.
I just told
That doesn't
Zorbs
work,
back
by
in.
the way. Yeah, just absorb it. So I was
that
at
mean-
Oklahoma Joe's.
Does that mean you're full of...
Yeah,
Okay.
right up to my ears. So I was at Oklahoma Joe's, and I had to pee real bad, and we were eating dinner there. So it was like one of those rare times that you actually ate there. So it was like I had
Yeah.
family in town, or like somebody else was in town, or whatever.
Yep. Okay.
So I go to the bathroom because I had to pee,
Yep.
and they only have like a single stall men's and a single stall women's. So
Okay.
like I went to open the single stall men's. I
Oh,
open it up. And it's like right in front of you. There's the toilet right there.
Right.
And this kid maybe was 11.
Maybe you shouldn't tell this story.
That's just the funniest thing I'd ever seen.
What was he doing
He was a
then?
bald-headed little kid, maybe 11. He had a white beater shirt on. His pants were around his ankles. And when I opened the door, his eyes, they were like saucers. And it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. And it was so brief, right? Because you open it up like, whoop, and shut the door. But that kid, the panic on that child's face was absolutely hysterical.
Yeah, that's probably the first time it's ever happened to him.
Yeah.
Right.
So like you pose this question to him
some
in a
ogre
different
walks-
universe, he's telling the same story but
Yeah.
from his perspective.
I was peeing. This big ogre came in with a
he
beard.
wasn't not peeing. He was sitting on the toilet.
Oh my god.
It was great.
That's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah. That I'll never be able to get out of my brain.
Yeah. For me, sister-in-law one time.
Oh wow. Your wife's sister? Or your
My
brother's
wife's sister. My wife's sister.
Okay.
And yeah, that wasn't that bad. She was like, "Oh," and then closed it. That was no big deal. The other funny story was and you know her. Our
Coworker?
let me think of how to. Our school secretary or receptionist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, is that her name?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the one that sits behind the third desk
Yep.
at work.
Yeah.
And every other day, no one tried the lock. Right? No one tried it.
Right. You left it unlocked.
Yeah, that's my fault.
That's on you.
No, for sure, it's on me. Yeah, it was all my fault. She shouldn't have had to seen what she saw.
You're pooping?
Oh yeah. I was. I was just pooping. Yeah.
And
And
she
she
opened
walked-
the door and walked in and saw that.
And the immediate human reaction is always, oh.
Yeah, that's all
It's-
she gave you was an oh.
Yeah. Well, everyone.
Was there any eye contact there?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it was. I mean, it was a. Oh.
Did you have a panic? Did you?
Yeah.
have-
Well, you try and hit the door, but you're 4 feet away and you can't reach there.
You can't reach that door.
Yeah. But I'm like this. I'm like, get away from me.
Right.
And I can't.
And you think it's a guy.
I was.
You assume, like, some dude is going to open
Right.
the men's room.
That's true. It was the female secretary. So yeah, no. So in the office there was 2 restrooms and one was female.
One's male.
Well, one had the word male on it. The other one just didn't have a sign. That was just like male restroom and then another restroom.
Assume that it's the female.
Right. Well, the female restroom was locked and somebody had actually done the correct lock procedure.
Right.
And she's like, "Well, I'm just gonna use the men's." And then
It's classic.
there's bins in there.
Have you ever used the ladies' room at work? Exact scenario, that same bathroom
No.
situation. The men's was
I never
locked and
have.
the women was unlocked, so I went in the women's.
Who'd you see?
It's so nobody.
Oh, okay.
No, it was unlocked,
Did someone
and I
try
went
it?
in, locked it immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice in there.
Is there a couch and stuff? that,
There's
like,
not a couch,
smells
but they
nice?
have like a little area with like perfumey and stuff.
I've never.
What's that called? They put like
Little miniature trash cans?
dead leaves in a bowl and they call it potpourri.
Potpourri?
Yeah.
I almost said paprika.
Yeah, it's not paprika. Potpourri.
I don't understand the little trash cans that are in restrooms.
I
I understand them.
They have it for women. So there's this thing
Cleanliness
that happens in women. Your dad's a doctor. He should have taught you this.
Yeah, I'm a boy though.
Yeah. Well, okay. So women have this thing that happens every month, where they shed the lining of their uterus, and they have to use what some call pon-pons, and a lot of times when you flush the pon-pon, it'll clog up the sewage. So they put these tiny little trash cans right next to the toilets bin, so that they could put their
Okay, thank you. I needed to know.
very used.
Don't
Pon-pons.
don't say used.
They're used. They're not new. And that's what the little trash can's for, Ben.
What? What? Who cleans that? Custodial staff?
Custodial staff. Okay. Yep. Denise.
Oh my God, Denise.
No, Wendy, the crackhead.
Wendy.
Jesus Christ. Have you ever met Wendy,
knew?
the custodian? No. Jesus. She's like 5 foot tall, maybe 85 pounds. She's going
85.
1,000 miles an hour and has 4 teeth. You know she's doing a lot of just meth. Just meth
Just
out.
meth teeth.
Whew.
My
We're going to
God.
cut all of that out.
Okay. Well, there we go. What else? I just clapped in the thing. I said it.
You missed so bad.
You want to retry that or just move on with our lives?
You could pause. You could pause the end of it
Yeah, right there.
where we're high fiving.
Well, we don't have to do it because I can just pause it then.
Right.
Do you want to do?
We don't need to hold a high five. But I'm just saying.
I can pause.
Maybe
it.
you could smile this time. Not like that, you cheese ball.
I just went to the dentist. So I have to show.
Show everybody how
Yeah.
successful you were.